Hi, my love. Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo. Painting goo. Painting goo. Painting goo 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 goo. Goo, 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 goo. Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo. Give it up for Myro the monkey! Giving us the most beautiful intro to a stream on the interwebs. You can't beat a monkey playing your piano. Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo goo goo. Painting goo, goo 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 goo. Painting goo, goo 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 goo. Painting goo. Goo, 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 goo. Yes, everybody give it up for Myro the monkey, praying us in today on another glorious episode of Painting Goo. Painting Goo Goo. If you have any honor, you will throw something in the monkey's tip bowl. Why? Because I don't feed him. I don't clothe him. I don't even accommodate him. Every day, at the end of the day, when he's finished playing the piano here on Painting Goo, I swiftly kick that monkey out the fucking window. And then every morning, like a shepherd, I run out with my stick, and I get him again, and I drag him back, and I put him back there on that stool. And he prays beautifully. I will admit he prays beautifully. But he's still a monkey. Willkommen, meine Lieben. Yokoso, my beloved Japanites. And foreign dogs. Or you other filthy mortars who view Paintingu. To another glorious episode of Paintingu. You can see behind me the glorious right of heaven is only completely bleaching out the map today. It is a beautiful day here in Tipperary. Here in the Rand of Ire. I think it's like a really cool name for Ireland, you know? Ireland, the land of Ire. What's Ire? I'll Google it. I'll Google what Ire is, you know? Because as far as I remember, it's like something to do with like hatred or aggressive thoughts or something. But I could be wrong. And I don't like being wrong. Most of the time, I don't like being right, though, either. It's another word for anger. I was completely and utterly correct. There I go again. Being right about things, you know? Well, I wouldn't be able to call myself much of a demigod if I wasn't occasionally correct about some shit. But yes, it's interesting, isn't it? Ireland. The land of anger. Is that like a gaslighting name that the fucking Brits gave us? You know? Why are they so pissed off all the time? Oh, I don't know. Repeated attempts at colonization. I don't take any stance, though, historically. You know? I haven't a clue. I haven't done my research. I just find a lot of that stuff fascinating. At least on the surface, you know? A lot of history, once you start getting into the weeds, when you talk, like, specific dates and why certain things happen and all, like, yeah, don't get me wrong. A lot of stuff can be fascinating, but also a lot of it can be utterly boring. Sabaru! Griffu! You have a much honour. Ah, yes, the glorious light of heaven shines brightly this day. Indeedo it does. Oh, right. Shall we begin gathering our chi for today's painting? I think we shall. Where are my tunes? Well, we are returning to Castle Lichtenstein. I have an urge to do some Castlevania-esque happenings, perhaps some gargoyles or demonic statues, vampiric entities. It's not bad looking right now. Part of it's like right now it looks one of those things that if I try to add more detail, I might end up fucking it up, which I always think is funny. As an artist, so like a lot of the times you get like, especially when you do stuff like this, that's just like on the spot. Sometimes you can capture something where you're like, especially when you have a reference, like I looked it up on Google. I have a photo sitting here in front of me. Like this is like a photo of Castle Lichtenstein on Google, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely breathtaking. Like I can only imagine the view of actually like being in the turret or whatever those towers are called. In that thing, like it'd be fucking unreal. The view, like especially with weather like that. But anyway. Yes, I do feel an urge to make it a bit more Castlevania, you know? Kasher Lichtenstein is beckoning me to do some Castlevania stuff. But we already have to stick, what do we have to stick in there? Wally from Where's Wally? Or if you're Spanish, ¿Dónde es Waldo? Which I just think is fucking hilarious. I wonder what the Russian one is. Where's Corber? We need our resident. We need the. What did we ended up calling her? The PBI. She didn't want to be called Pia. She wanted to be called PBI. This is Paintingu Intelligence Agency. She's like. Oh god. I love the way all that shit just like comes about, like because of the whole team of stuff like that already existing. So it's like, all right, so like. So what's our version of all this stuff that other people have? Like, and you just end up coming up with the funniest shit. Like, I might actually do another. I might put it on the list of things for me to do. That I might do a big, like, an actual painting of the Paintingu boat with like me and fucking. I could put a few of us on it. So obviously, I couldn't fill the boat with like a shit ton of people, but I could put like a bear version of all of us on it, or I could like put a cartoon version of all of us on it, and then like Garlos and Myro and Tobias and Mini Beru. He's just called Mini Bear. I might just leave it like that. He's just called Mini Bear. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't get a name. He's just a mini bear. I went all the way down to the end of the playlist by accident. If I seem a bit more rambly and tired, then, well, I suppose I'm quite often rambly and tired, especially these days. But if I seem a bit more than usual, it's because I was awake till like 2 a.m. I fucking fucked up my routine yet again. Like, oh, every so often I do it, and I'm just like, oh, for fuck's sake! Like, it's like an alcoholic falling off the wagon or something. Like, I'd be like, I'm in bed by 10, I'm up by 7. I'm in bed by 10, I'm up by 7. I'm in bed by 10, I'm up by 7. And then just out of nowhere, it's like 3 a.m. and I'm still fucking awake. Like, and then it comes to like, my phone goes off at 9 o'clock, and I'm just like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, I really am a bear. Like, I hibernate for a long time, and then when I wake up, my eyes tend to be glued together sometimes. Like, I love that. There's a photo out there on the internet where there's like a hibernate, like it's like a meme or something, where a bear gets out of like it looks like it's getting out of hibernation, and like just the hair, it looks like it has bed hair, like its fur is all like all over the place, and it's all skinny and shit because it's been like, you know, eating all the fat reserves that it built up and shit, and it just like comes out with this like nest thing, and it's just like, like, I look like that most mornings. Right, where's my taiko drums? Where's my taiko drums? Japanese version of Eminem. Where's my snare? I'm like, oh, where is my taiko? Donde est my taiko? Where doth Desmondu dwelleth this day? He'll be here. God only knows. Every so often, people have shit to do. Even like, you know, every so often I have shit to do. I nearly didn't do Painting Goo today because like me and the female woke up late, and she's gonna have to rearrange her hours at work and stay in late and stuff like that. So like, I was like, depending on what we need to do or whatever now, like, because we woke up late. Like when I woke up, you know, when you wake up and you look at the time and you're like, fuck. I felt oddly refreshed though. Like I did, like, genuinely feel odd. Like, I felt like I got a good sleep, which is probably another reason why I woke up late, because I was just like completely panned out of it. Like, sailboat with barons, with balloons, airship, sailing the sea of air. That would be cool if you had like a Japanese style. We could have like a cool looking. Kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of a, you know, offbeat, misfit, funky looking fishing trawler, like the little drawing that I showed on stream, and, you know, maybe like make it a bit more wacky looking or something, like. But then yeah, like I instead of giving it like I could just give it balloons. Yeah, like there's a bit on the top that just opens and a big balloon inflates and it just becomes an airship then. That would be pretty cool. That'd be awesome. Sit down and try and design that, you know, so we all at least have like a notion of like what it looks like and stuff. Like, I should paint Big Bear like an airplane, like a bear plane. Bear planes. Right. Painting Goo. It's time. Gariochi. Gario fucking chi, it's time! Mortar Engines. Good movie. I thought Mortal Engines was alright. Anything, what's his name? Is it Hugo Weaving? Hugo Weaving, the guy that did like Agent Smith and Elrond. He's in Mortal Engines. Probably because it was Peter Jackson, you know? It's like, yo bro, I'm doing a movie, you know? Painting you! Painting me! It's Painting Goo. It's fucking Goo! I place my royal rag, my filthy royal rag, upon my divine knee. Why is my rag royal? Because it's purple. That's why it's royal. It's a purple. Everybody know a peppermint roar. Fucking Stabberoo getting in the Painting Goo Telegram chat. Red the goo, fro! Like reminding everybody. Yo! He's live! Where the fuck are you? I love that. I love the loyalty I inspire. Like already. I have like a cohort of like 20 of yous. And like 2 acres like, where the fuck is everyone else when we're doing this? Like, it's like it's genuinely giving me like, you know, pause, because like I've been like, no, I'm not gonna promote the stream, because like I think it's rude to promote the stream within the community, because it's like we only have the community because of our own stream, so I'm not gonna be like, hey guys, I stream too, you know. But like the fact that I don't do that, and like there's people like 2 acre, it's like, where the fuck is everyone? Like, it's almost like Painting Goo is like done on the shush, like, do you know what I mean? It's like, shh, don't tell everybody. We don't, just leave it. Just let it. It's a sapling. Just let it bloom. By the time a load of people show up, I'll fucking, these things will be like epic looking, and then you could tell people to go back and watch the old ones, and then there'll be like, you know, fucking before and after of like where it began and where it's at now, and all. Like, it'd be cool, like, you know. It's already kind of like that. I already could do a video of like, especially with something like this, or like some of the recent ones where I do like a semi-decent background with some perspective or something, like, compared to the old ones that just look like fucking stickers that a child painted. Like, oh, that's hilarious. Zip zip. Right. I must reroad my parrot. Running row on the old goo. I've loads of like pre-made stuff all in a drawer over there. But I still like, I have plenty of this goo wash shit, like, you know, it's gonna be a while before I'm starting to run out, and then by then, like, I'll more than likely get it. I have genuinely experienced that that like spiritual abundance shit, where like God, whatever God you believe in, the universe, whatever, just provides you what you need when you need it, or whatever. Like, I swear to God, I've experienced that. Oh, glorious Kepu. Because there is always that, like, that demonic voice fear of like, oh no, what if I don't get the money? Like, what if I, you know, like, my first focus of every month for the last few months has been like, okay, I need to at least make enough cash to keep the internet running, so I can, like, not just do Painting Goo, but also like keep advertising my work on social media and shit like that, which I was able to do with just mobile data, but like to a limited degree. Ever since I got internet installed in the house, it's like far superior, because I can, like, you know, download something that, like, when I'm recording myself painting and it takes, like, there's all of that data and all of that memory and stuff, like, some of my videos end up being so long and shit, it's a pain in the hole to keep all that in the phone, and especially when you're working with just mobile data, it takes a year and a day to download that shit, like. I actually wasn't watching Samurai Jack last night, like late, like, you know, I watched it when I was like eating dinner, and then I turned everything off and shit like that, and I was in the bed and stuff, like, just fucking ended up like just staying up late on the phone, talking, all that, like, just, you know, when you're just awake, you know, but you're in bed, like, you've decided to go to sleep, so it's like, I've had a few of those moments where, like, I'm awake and it's like 3 in the morning, and I'm like, I have to do something productive, because, like, I'm awake, I'm just lying here trying to fall asleep, not being able to fall asleep, so, like, I need to do something productive, like, and you end up, like, getting up and just, like, staying awake and staying up all night trying to do productive shit, and then sleeping through the morning and stuff, like, fucking, like, that's why it's so, like, important to me to, like, maintain a schedule and a routine, because I've existed for years in a state where, like, I'm up all night and then I'm sleeping all day, and, like, you know, my sleeping patterns all over the place, and then I'm drinking a lot of coffee or cans of Monster or some shit like that, and it, man, like, fuck it, like, it really does fuck with your, it fucks with your head, like, do you know what I mean? You start to get those dark circles under your eyes, and, like, and I have them at the moment, like, I have those, like, dark circles under my eyes, because, like, I've been doing shit like that, like, but it's nowhere near as bad as it used to be, and I'm like getting a handle on it. Like quite often now I'm up like before the sun is or as the sun is getting up, and I really enjoy that. I really enjoy like being up early enough to like wake up with the sun and just be like, ah, glorious. Everyone is looking dapper in their goo shorts. Much respect to. Yeah, like I was only saying that to the female that I'm gonna. If you guys don't mind, obviously, I mean, like you fucking having like photos of you on the internet or whatever, like. But I'll probably do it on my Instagram or some shit where like I'm gonna do like a video. The plan, anyways, to do a video similar to the other video I did for the Painting T-shirts, where it was like, you know. Many variations available, you know, Quick the Rink and all stuff like that, like, and I did it on Instagram. I want to do something similar, where it's like another promotion, where it's like, you know, now people are, like, you know, people are enjoying their Painting T-shirts, observe, and like show the photos of you guys and stuff wearing them and shit, like, and, like get the hype going more and all, like, because even when I, like, in the last few days or whatever, like, you know, a few more people have been like, oh, I want one. And I'm like, that's great, you know, that's awesome, you know. So it wasn't like a complete fuck up, like, that like cost me money. Painting goo. And it is, I was only saying that to the female there yesterday, actually, that it's really cool seeing, like, I've had a few moments like that where I have stuff packaged ready to be posted, and it's all like in the room, and I have like people's addresses and stuff on it and all, like, and it makes me, you know, it like reaffirms that like I am a small time successful artist, you know, and like all that I need to do is just keep doing what I'm doing, and like, you know, I will progress, like, you know, and keep improving and keep at it and shit, like, you know. But it's moments like that where I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm doing this shit, like, you know, it's cool, like, you know, like that happened a few times last year, like in a row, where I was going to the post office with big packages and like sending paintings to people and all, like, and telling them that it's worth a couple of £100 and shit, like, it feels good, like. Painting goo. A pain in the hole. That's purely Irish for it. You guys have a pain in the ass or a pain in the butt, you know? Yeah, pain in the hole. It's a fucking pain in the hole. I love Irish slang. It's fucking hilarious. Like, you there, you thick cunt. You know, like calling somebody thick. You know, you're fucking thick. You know, which is just another way of saying dense or stupid. Like, you know, it's like I love slang. You know, I always said that one of the first things I'd love to learn when I'm learning any new language is like learn how to like fucking insult the shit out of people. Like, you know, it's like some of the most entertaining shit to learn. Like, especially in something like Japanese or Chinese, where you're like, Bangalabala, go you know, like. You fucking just like say it with that like gravitas and that like that venom in your voice, like. You watched Dune Part 2 yet? No, not yet. You'd think I fucking did with the like staying up till 2 fucking AM, like. But it's actually other shit keeping me up. Like, I'm fucking I've had to do a few iterations of the Spartan turtle for the tactical turtle designs, and I finally have a sketch after like a week or so or some shit of I'll show you. I have like a fucking it's just over there. A moment. Everything's just on the bed, which is handy, but at the same time makes me look like a fucking, you know, disorganized, low-budget mess. But I kind of like that. Defend their ass. Most. Here's most of, if not all. I think it's all. Most of the tactical turtle designs and sketches that I've been doing over the last few weeks. So, the original sketch, where I did like 10 sketches, or 8, was it 8? I think I did 8 sketches just on a piece of paper. And the original Spartan sketch that I was satisfied enough with was this one. I think he's deadly looking. Like, he's kind of cute, but he's like fearsome looking and shit. Like, and it looks like just Spartan enough, but like with my own small adjustments to the helmet and shit. Like, you know, and he just has an RPG on a stick, you know, and then it just like magically resummons them. Like, some of the ideas I've come up with genuinely just make me laugh, because I just like imagine loads of like funny looking cute turtle things like battling and shit, like, you know, and magical powers and shit, like, and it being animated in a, or like in a similar way of like something like Samurai Jack, where there's like lots of quick frames, or like Family Guy or something, you know, where most of it is like smooth animation, but that sometimes like stuff happens in like 2 or 3 frames to like show like how quick it happened and shit. Like, Rook Spartan enough to me. Yeah. The Royal Tree. Yeah, it usually takes me around 3 iterations. Like, this was the one I did the other day, and his left arm is fucking, well, most of them's terrible. I did them really quickly, and I wasn't paying much attention. You okay, my love? Oh, you forgot your food. Are you okay? Are you leaving now, are you? Alright, go on, I love you. Oh yes, crap for PEINTEINGU. Don't be distracted by my drawings. Crap for PEINTEINGU. I don't say crapping in the chats. If you're not crapping for PEINTEINGU, there will be repercussions. But yeah, his left arm's terrible, obviously. Like, it's not even that great of a fucking, you know, like iteration, like sketch, whatever. Like, it is a sketch. I did it in like less than an hour. Like, do you know what I mean? Just threw it together. Like, I really take my time with it at all. Like, I mean, when you look at the difference between, the sniper one that I did recently, like
Cadbury ice cream.
Cadbury ice cream. Ice cream, but fuck Cadbury. Fuck big chocolate. Oh shit. Oh, I double clicked the fuck out of that, didn't I? Okay. Time to dance with some demons. When you look at the difference between like I think the sketch with the markers and the ink is legit, like, better looking proportionally and like the angles and design wise to the fucking, you know, watercolor I did of him, you know, like, that's shit looking. Like, and then this one is like okay, but I don't like the helmet. Like, he's kind of cute, whatever, it works. Shield's okay looking and stuff, like, you know, hair's a bit off, it's a bit too much on one side. But that's why I'm always like, I can imagine some people are like, you know, why does it take them so long to do certain things? It's because I'm kind of a perfectionist, but at the same time, I'm trying not to be. Do you know what I mean? Like, I have had that issue in the past where, like, I won't want to show somebody something until I'm happy with it, and then I won't be happy with it until it's like a certain level of like quality and shit, which is, I suppose, is a good trait to have. Like, but sometimes it impedes my work. You know, sometimes it takes me ages to fucking, like, get around to, like, it could take weeks, like, you know, to fucking, do it again and again and again and finally get, like, the right angle and the right, like, composition of colors, and, like, it's just, it can be annoying sometimes, like. But the advantage is that, like, I'll show you here. Okay, so there's one of the sketches of the sniper. And it's okay, you know, it's kind of cute looking and shit, but it's like messy and it's not great, like, you know, but it's okay, like. But then the watercolor that I did of it, hold on, I'll put these over here. The watercolor I did of it, and then I made a video about it and put it on TikTok and all. Like, that's deadly looking, you know. Looks 3D enough, shadows in the right place. Now, the only thing I don't like about the sniper rifle actually is, like, I'm pretty sure the breech is in the wrong place because I'm a retard. So there's some details that are, like, you know, realistically off and shit. What was the other thing? Was it just the breech? I think it was just the breech, I'm not sure. Probably, I mean, the stock's off. There's no handle formation in the stock, you know, unless I have, like, a drop-down handle thing going on. So there's, like, when you try to, like, that's what I mean, is, like, I pick things apart to the level that they shouldn't be picked apart. I mean, it's a fucking cartoon turtle, for fuck's sake, like, do you know what I mean? And they're not even a thing yet. They're just a concept.
You know, they're not models, they're not a cartoon, they're not a tabletop. It's nothing yet. And I'm just like such a fucking anal prick about it, where I'm like, no, it has to look like awesome. Which, like I said, is like, it's good that I have that mentality, because that's probably what will make me successful. Like, you know, it's probably one of the things that's made me successful so far. But sometimes I do get like, I get stressed out, because I start beating myself up because I start telling myself that I'm taking too long. That I need to make money now, and I need to like do stuff now, and all this shit, like, which in a sense is true, you know. I do need to make money, but it's like, at what fucking cost? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, if I like run myself into the ground and like fucking burn myself out energetically and creatively, trying to create a load of stuff solely because I know it's gonna make me a bit of money, that might end up like actually fucking me up, like. So it's important to like, it's important to make sure that you're doing, when you're doing what I'm doing, as in like you're doing what you love to do as a living. From my experience, it's important to maintain the mentality of doing it because you love doing it and putting that energy into the work, and then that translates like naturally and organically into currency, because people buy art for the energy that's in it, you know. Because like if you get what I'm talking about, you get what I'm talking about. If you say, I know I sound a bit like woo woo, or whatever, energy in it, like what the fuck, like, but that is how that's it. From what I've experienced and from what I've learned, that is what it is. It's like fundamentally it's an exchange of energy. It's not actually just like a exchange of monetary value. Do you know what I mean? Especially with something like art, because it's like you have all these fills that like would pay millions for shite or whatever. Like, I even think the fact that some of the old like really amazing looking like oil paintings are worth that amount of money and shit kind of ruins the whole thing, where it's like they should just be revered because they're so beautiful. They should be like kept in a place that's like safe, and they should be looked after, and they should be like studied and revered because they're so beautiful looking. You shouldn't be like auctioning those things to like, you know, private collectors and stuff, like, you know, in my opinion anyway. Like art's for everyone, you know. I know you can't really say that, because like then you can turn around and say so like, you know, art's for criminals or something, like, do you know what I mean? Because like when you say something is for everybody, like the fucking lunatic woke people do, you know, like, oh, it's for everyone, diversity, inclusivity, fucking America's for everyone, you know, like shit like that, you know. It's like, America's not for everyone. America's for Americans. Ireland is for the Irish. England is for the English. Like, the key is in the name, people. Like, that's why we name these places. Like, that's why we name things, you know. This whole fucking lunacy the last few years of people being like, I'm an attack helicopter. You know, it's like, nigga, I don't care what you identify as. You are, like, there is an objective reality around us that we all share, you know, like, fuck's sake, like. Okay, Tobias, I need a clarifying ding. Come, brother Tobias. Cleanse our chi. Oh, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Every time I ring that thing, I want to watch The Golden Child. Just to watch that part where he's like, spin the thing, spin it. He's like, I think when he spins it, somebody hits a bowl. So like, he spins the pillar thing, and someone goes like, and starts doing the, you know, it's one of those bowl things where it's like, wrong, and all, like, and Eddie Murphy's like, give me the knife, and then the thing stops and he has to start it again. He like starts it again. He's like, please. Oh, I've mentioned that movie a few times, like on stream and shit. Obviously, there's a part of my subconscious or my soul that's like, I really want to watch that again. Like, it's a great film. I'm gonna paddle your ass when I find you. I'm gonna paddle it till it bleeds. Fucking love Eddie Murphy. Funny fucker back in the day, like. Every time I hear Spartan in quotes, I think of the film Demolition Man. John Spartan. You have been fined 5 credits. Yeah, like this fucking stupid bullshit and like goddamn fucking. The thing on the wall is just like spitting out violation. Fucking what are they called? Tickets, violation tickets for cursing. You have used profanity in a public area. Stupid fucking goddamn piece of shit. And it's like, what's with the 3 seashells? I thought that was brilliant. Like, you never find out what the 3 seashells are about. Like, that was fucking hilarious. Like, when fucking... That is Sandra Bullock, isn't it? Yeah, it's Sandra Bullock. I have a feeling that is actually a bloke. Sandra Bullock. Like, Sandra Bollocks. Do you know what I mean? Sandra Bull Ox. Sandra fucking hung low. Like, it's in the name, guys. Like, you know what I mean? That's why Keanu Reeves like fucks me up. I'm like, I think Keanu Reeves might actually be like from Antarctica or something. Like, I think Keanu Reeves might be an alien. Never mind a lesbian. I think he might not be human. Oh, so like you don't think Sandra Bullock is a guy? Why? Because you find her attractive? Just be honest, bro. You're like, nah, I'd fuck her. So she has to be female if I'd fuck her. Don't get me wrong, like, do you know what I mean? Back in the day, like, fucking, what was that thing called? Speed and shit. And Demolition Man, she's pretty in Demolition Man. Like, there's definitely like something pretty about like young bollocks, young Sandra Bollocks. Just isn't. How do you know though? You know, have you met Sandra Bollocks and fucking like cupped that shit and been like, I'm just checking, you know, like I'm just checking, bro. Like, you don't know, like, you know. But yeah, I get where you're coming from. As far as like possibles, it's like, like she does have a bit of a crimson chin, you know. She does have a bit of a strong male head. Like, in my opinion, as an artist, when I look at Sandra Bullock, I'm like, could be male, totally, you know. I look at Melania Trump and I'm like, that could be male. Man, you don't know how good they're after getting at that shit. You know what I mean? Like, there's some of them that you look at and you're like, that's male. Damn. You know, like. No, but some appear to be. She just doesn't. You don't think she does, yeah? I think she does. I think she looks like she could be. I mean, they say Charlize Theron is one, and I'm like, nah. But I'll admit that, like, I really had the hots for Charlize Theron when I was like young teenager, mid 20s, and like the film like Aeon Flux and Devil's Advocate. She's fucking gorgeous in Devil's Advocate. And I remember seeing some of the truther guys being like, oh yeah, Charlize Theron's one of them, like, you know, that's why her kids are trans and all. And I was like, Charlize Theron's a bloke? Oh no, I don't. Nah, now you're pushing it, like, you know. A little, but still don't think so. Who knows though? Demon Hunter Bear looks female enough, and then the Easter Island stone head thing. I'm gonna like Charlize coincidence, not like Charlie Theron, you know, Charles Theron, Charlize Theron. I don't know. I mean, like, those look like natural tits. Like, when you see some of them naked, you're kind of like, no, that's definitely female, you know. But then again, if you really want to get conspiratorial, like, some of these like groups and families and stuff not only have access to like technology and shit that we don't have access to, but they also like do mad experimental shit that, like, you know, would get people like put in jail forever, like, you know. It's all like hidden and shit, like the stuff that the Chinese do and stuff, like, you know, forget like rich families in the West. There's all sorts of fucking mental horror stories of, like, you know, genetic modification and like chimeras and like all this like hormone transplanting and hormone injections and all that, and it's all been going on like a while, like, you know what I mean? And then you look through history, and like throughout history there's like you know, cross-dressers and shamanistic types that are like, you know, androgynous and shit. And then you have like straight up fucking cultural shit that like, if you want to be part of this group, you have to like cut your balls off or cut your cock off or some shit, because you can't be like, it removes sexual desire and stuff. I've heard like getting your dick cut off will kill you, like, you know, which I'd well believe it. I mean, like, your femoral arteries in your thigh and stuff, and like, you got a lot of blood vessels down there and shit. I think if you just went slice, like, you'd have to like cauterize it and like close the wound like immediately, like, you know. I like, that definitely seems like the type of thing you'd bleed out from in like less than a minute. That whole groin area, like, you know, loads of major arteries and stuff. Like, you get nicked on the inside of the thigh, you know, in a bad way, and like, there's not a lot of shit you can do if that artery gets like fucked up and all. Like, you're gonna bleed out like a fucking bag of sand that's like hung up and been poked. You know when you like hang a sack of sand or something water or some shit, and you just poke a hole in it and it just starts pissing out. Like that's what happens to you when you get nicked in like an artery at the bottom or something. Like, you know, you see all these movies where like somebody gets their head cut off, or like they get something in the throat, and like, yeah, you'll get a lot of blood coming out of your carotid and your jugular and shit, from what I've heard, from what I've seen, not just in movies, but like, you know, in documentaries and like, you know, real life shit and all. Like, you'll get a shit ton of blood coming out of the neck, alright, but I don't think there's as much pressure, especially when you're standing up, because of things like, in quotes, gravity or whatever. Like, if you're standing and you get nicked in the fucking thigh, or the inside of the thigh, or the femoral or whatever in your in the upper leg or groin area, like, you'll piss out blood in like under 2 minutes. Like, yeah, nowadays, but when she was younger, I just didn't see it. No way to know though. Yeah, nowadays she looks like she could totally be a bloke, but back then, yeah, not so much. Like, Sandra Bullock anyway, like, Pete! I have no idea why, but I've always thought Julianne Moore was attractive, even as she's aged. Maybe it's her mannerisms, I don't know. Julianne Moore, which one's that? Pete! Trannies.
Pete! Iron Man Boo! Welcome to Paintingu.
What's this? Julianne Moore. Oh yeah, she's kind of attractive. She's definitely had moments where she's been attractive. Why did they call her a bloke? She's 63. Man, she's good looking for 63. Don't get me wrong, like, she probably could have done without the work she's gotten done and stuff like that. Like, and like, I hate when bitches wear like way too much makeup and shit. Like, but yeah, Julianne Moore, the redheaded bitch, like, yeah, like, she's definitely an attractive woman. Totally, like, and she's been in some funny stuff. I've seen her in some funny shit. Like, I remember watching like some stuff with me ma or something years ago, and like, she's in some funny shit. Like, yeah, like, she's alright looking, but she's also like, there's a photo over here, like, I assume that's like recent. I assume this is a recent photo of her on Google here, and like, damn, that's a masculine looking jaw, you know. But like, Owen's dead right with that shit. That could just be those like, I'm trying to stay young injections and hormones and stuff that actually end up making them look like men. Like that when he was talking about fucking Axl Rose and what's that faggot's name? Oh, what's that dude's name? In the Expendables. He's fucking real old now. Same age as Sly, roughly. What's that fucker's name? He did that movie, The Wrestler. It was actually a good movie. Oh, you guys know who I'm talking about. What's that fucker's name? He's in the Expendables. He did the wrestler movie. He's been on the acting scene for years. Mickey Rourke. I got it before I ended up in the chat. Lovely. Mickey Rourke looks like a lesbian now. Axl Rose, fucking Steven Tyler. Loads of these men look like women, and then loads of the women look like men. I used to think fucking, what was that bitch's name? What's that bitch's name? The fucking Devil Wears Prada. What's that bitch's name? Real famous actress. She was like, we're gonna need them and they're gonna need us, about like all the Mexicans and shit. What's that cunt's name? Mamma Mia. What's that fucking bitch's name, guys? That old actress bitch. I think it begins with M or something. She was in Mamma Mia. What else? She's in loads of fucking shit over the years. I've liked her in some stuff. She was in Devil Wears Prada. What's that cunt's name? If you're born with it, it's mean to be there. If you're born with it, it's mean to be there. What's that, Demon Hunter Bear? If you're born with what, it's mean to be there. If you're born with it, it's mean to be there. What the fuck? I have no idea what that, like, that, just reading that is funny. Like, if you sever the femoral, you better be on the table. Yeah, like that's exactly what I've heard. That's exactly what I've seen and heard and not just in like fictional made up stuff. Like, it's also one of the hardest arteries to, like, if it snaps, if it like gets cut and both ends of it like retract up opposite ends of your leg, because that can happen, like, because like there's like tension and stuff, so like an artery can like get severed and then it, like, you know, recedes. Like if you cut a rope, you know, that was like even had a little bit of tension on it, even if it doesn't have tension on it at all, you cut it, the two parts are gonna go away from each other depending on the force of the cut and stuff. Like, well, like, because a lot of the shit in your body is like elasticy and has that kind of rubbery, you know, stretchy property to it, you're fucking, like, if you get shot in the leg and that internal like ripping and tearing and exploding totally annihilates your femoral artery, and both ends of it, like, you know, go up. One part of it goes into your shin or your calf, and then like the other part goes up towards your groin and shit. Like, they'll have to like cut you open and like try to grab both ends of that artery and like tie it shut before you bleed out. Like that, it's crazy difficult to survive certain things. That's why they say knives are way more dangerous than guns, because like with a knife or even something like an ice pick or like just something pointy and long, like a big version of a needle or something, like a steel chopstick or even a well-made chopstick from a hardwood or something, like, and you just like plunge that in someone's like in the you know, with the sternum, like your chest plate stops and meets your neck. There's like a cavity there where like your esophagus and your throat and all is just like sitting in between the two major muscles of your neck. If you just like puncture that with something, you know, like, not only have you gotten his airway, but depending on what you hit him with and what angle, you can like get in and get the jugular at the same time, and it's all internal, and it's a hole. It's like you've put a tunnel in the person, similar to a gunshot, but like there's like fucking no way to like save yourself from that injury. Like, you're dead, just not yet. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they claim a fully severed carotid, you have under a minute to stop it. Like, that's crazy. Just 8 liters of blood in the average human body, and like that'll just piss out you in like under, well, you won't lose all of it. You lose enough that you lose consciousness and then your heart stops. Which is just, even thinking about it, I'm getting like all like, oh fuck, like, oh god, I hate that shit. Like, the idea of bleeding to death and not being able to like do anything about it, because like your only hope is to be like an absolute legend about it and like stay as calm as possible, so that your heart rate doesn't kill you. Because you're like, if you're panicking and you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna die, then you're just gonna die quicker. So yeah, if you're like really calm and you can like somehow slow your heart rate down a bit, like you won't bleed as much. Like, so maybe you could like, you know, get stitched up or some shit. Like I've heard them use like didn't super glue get invented during fucking Vietnam or something to like stitch up lads in the middle of battle quickly so they would survive getting back to the medics. So like a guy would just get like blown open in front of you and you'd be like, "It's okay, Jimmy, I've got you," and you'd like throw all of his guts back in and then get the big skin flaps and then just like glue it all shut real quick, put him on a gurney and two of your mates and leg him all the way back to the fucking to the medical center, like where there's loads of other guys just like missing arms and feet and eyes and fucking, man, war sucks. Like, seriously, just thinking about all that shit. Like, do you imagine being in a bunker and some dude just fucking shows up with a Flammenwerfer and it's just like, "Die, Allies scum!" like that's one thing. I would much rather like bleed to death or like be shot or like any of those things than like fucking get like roasted alive. Oh god, man, the flamethrower is a bad way to go. Like or napalm or some shit. Like, I don't know what movie it's in, but there's a horrific scene in a movie from like the early 2000s or the 90s. It's a war movie. I can't remember who's in it. I have a weird feeling like Mel Gibson or something is in it or something like. But there's a scene where you get to see the effects of napalm. Allegedly, this is what happens with when napalm hits you. Somebody gets hit by napalm from the waist down and thrown from the explosion, and another character goes over and tries to help him, and as your man tries to reach for his legs to grab a hold of his legs and pull him to safety, there's another guy behind him that like realizes what is about to go down, and he goes, "No, don't touch his legs." And as your man's like, "Oh no, like no, don't touch his legs," your man pulls on his legs and all the fucking flesh just like falls off your man's legs, and your man just like starts going into shock or whatever. Like, and it was just like, Jesus Christ, that is horrifying. Like, that is so horrifying. Like fuck it. Like you better hope you get shot in the head. You know, all these lads who get like crushed by tank tracks, blown up, and like die days later from like septicemia or like lead poisoning, or just like, you know, they get stitched up and they survive but they just don't make it. You know, you can die from like just giving up. You know, takes a lot of willpower to like to lie there for like weeks or months and like doing physio and shit and all. Like, man, like losing a leg or an arm or a foot or whatever, like it's no joke. Like, changes you on multiple levels, not just physically. You ever heard about that phantom pain shit? That's horrible. Like, if somebody loses a limb and they can still feel it, oh, fuck that. Like, gotta get a tourniquet on that bitch. Yeah, like immediately. Like, I think they have new stuff though that's like really good at stemming like situations like that, where it's like a medical foam, from what I've heard. It's been in like sci-fi movies and stuff like that for years, but I think they legit have a form of medical foam now. I could be wrong. Maybe it's just something I've seen, but I think they do have it. It's like, you know, builder's foam, but like obviously like a different chemical composition, because it'll adhere to flesh, but then I think it's like if you heat it up slightly, it just comes off or something. I'm not really sure how it works. I remember vaguely seeing a clip about it, and I was like, "Ooh, that's cool." Meryl Streep, that's the bitch. That's an attractive woman. Now she's a cunt, but she aged fairly well for a while, and then like all of a sudden turned into like a fucking witch. Like, I remember being younger and I was like, Meryl Streep's like an attractive, like, mature woman, like, you know? And then, like, a few years later, I was like, oh my god, she's like horrible looking. Sabres goalie Clint Malarchuk? Clint Malarchuk, what a fucking name. Man, they're like, imagine being called Clint. You just be like, yeah. Like, that's a strong male name, like Clint. Like Clint Eastwood is one of the funniest fucking names in existence, like, you know. Clint Eastwood. Flint Westbark. Like, I love shit like that. So the Sabres goalie Clint Malarchuk had his carotid severed by... Oh, I seen that! Is this the fucking hockey player? Yeah. So he had his carotid, which is in your throat, severed by a skate blade, and trainers were 5 foot behind him in the tunnel, and he barely made it. Came back and played another season, then retired. What a legend. Came back, played another season, and was like, yeah, right, I'm done. Like, fuck all this. Like, man, that would be such a terrifying moment, like, for your neck to just get opened up, and you're just like, oh shit. Like, do you know, like, because it's one of those things, like, where, because you're aware of it before it happens, like I said, one of the things that is going to be really difficult to do is just maintaining your calm, you know. Like, in any high octane or life threatening situation, the number one thing that will majorly make a difference of whether or not you survive or not is maintaining your composure, you know. You gotta stay chill. Panic kills people, you know. All this talk is a good reminder to take a stop the bleed course and learn medical. Yeah. Yeah, like, I don't know how to fucking stop I don't know how to do that shit. Like, theoretically I do, but I've never, like, even remotely, like, had any, like, tangible experience doing something like that. Like, I think I got CPR training, like, once, briefly, years ago in school. Like, I'd never even had to do the Heimlich maneuver on someone, and then I had to do it on the female, and it wouldn't work. And thankfully there was a guy at the bar who was like a paramedic, and he was like, do you know what you're doing? And I'm like, nope, I have no idea what I'm doing. I was just like squeezing the life out of her. I thought I was gonna break her rib cage. It was so scary. Like, I had no idea what I was doing. Like, and those moments where, like, you're just like, you're literally just not prepared for it, like, you know, because you've never done it before. Like, the massive difference between thinking about something and then doing it, like, you know. I just, like, it was so fucking out of nowhere. Like, 1 minute we're all just like having a laugh, and then the next minute she's just like, and I'm like, oh shit, you're actually choking. Like, fuck's sake. Like, they're like trying to get her coat off her and all, and then like get behind her and get a good grip on her, and then I'm just like, huh, and like nothing was happening. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? I feel like I'm gonna kill her. And then this tiny fella, like, you know, this tiny, like, dude in his, like, 40s or 50s, like, you know, he turned out to be, like, a local, you know, like, at the bar, like, he was at the bar the next day, like, and we went to thank him and shit, like, mad shit, like, do you know what you're doing? No, I haven't a clue, like, it's crazy, like. And, like, could you imagine what might have happened if, like, I was, like, you know, if I had an ego about it, like, you know, if I'd have turned around and been like, yeah, I know what I'm doing, give me a minute, like, do you know what I mean? I'll get it. You know, like, I've got this, you know, like, and it just, like, like, I could have, like, broke a rib or something, like, I was, like, really, like, I was trying to, like, as far, from my perspective, I was trying to save her life, you know, but, like, I was doing it all wrong, you know, like, I didn't get high enough on the sternum, and like I didn't get my thumb in there and shit. Like, I was like a boa constrictor, just like snapping her ribcage apart. Like, come on, get it out of you! Like, huh! like I could have like really hurt her. Like, oh, thank fuck it went down like that. You're a trained paramedic, are you? That's awesome. Level 2. What's the difference between level 2 and level 3? Is like level 1 is like I know how to save someone from choking. Level 2 is like I know how to like set a broken bone. Level 3 is like if you get like shot, I know how to stem the bleeding. Level 4 is like I can literally save your life. I am Jesus. Like I try to get that stuff from my first aid room. It's uber expensive and mostly reserved for military. So yeah, I'm right. It's a real thing. Like it's not just like some shit I seen. Oh, excuse me. Paint. Paint. I need to get this photo back up. Well, I don't need to, but may as well. Right. I suppose I should do some painting today. I didn't do any painting yesterday. Okay. We have to put Wally from Where's Wally in the painting somewhere. We have to put a raspberry in the painting somewhere. And we have to put a pistol in the painting somewhere. So the initial idea I had is we're gonna have a raspberry kaiju coming over the hill, or like attacking the town below with a pistol, maybe even a pair of pistols. That'd be pretty hilarious to have like a raspberry with like Men in Black style shades, just like gatting up a town. And I could put Wally in one of the windows of the castle or something. And then I think we should put like maybe a banana on the castle, like looking, you know, witnessing what the raspberry is doing to the town and being, you know, like readying himself for battle or something, like standing there epically with a sword or some shit, like, you know, prepared to slay this foreign raspberry kaiju that is inflicting great losses on the town below. For those of you who don't know, we are in Lichtenstein, Germany. This painting go, hence the castle. So often this past year how we've been in a fucking desert or a jungle, thanks to how many countries there are in Africa. Shout out to Africa. Fucking taking the fucking place of like fucking Africans everywhere. I thought people think the Irish are bad. Fucking Africa's everywhere. Like fucking black people everywhere now. Even in Japan! They're fucking putting them in Japan and China now. What the fuck? Like black people don't belong in Asia? What's wrong with you? Like that Monty Python sketch. Like a tiger in Africa. It's like an African in China. What's wrong with you? What alternate reality have I stumbled into here? Okay. Enough dancing with demons. I'm gonna stick on some tunes and I'm gonna do some painting. Started off with raving the other day, so pardon me. Do you know what? I'm actually gonna go into my playlist, not the Painting Goo playlist, and I'm gonna stick on some shit that's on the same vibe as Raving Goo, but not quite Raving Goo. I was listening to this stuff the other day. I was just like, yeah, I want to paint to that. No, not the Anubis thing. I might have to go down a bit. Man, I have some like the library of tunes of music that I have like collected over the last like 4 or 5 years on YouTube into my I have like over 300 videos or whatever saved. Like, man, seriously, like I love being able to just stick my playlist on and be like, yeah, like there's nothing there that like I don't like anymore, or like, you know, when I listen to it I'm like, oh, I can't believe I used to listen to that or something. Like, it's all shit that I like genuinely really fucking love or like, and it's great just being able to like, well, 99.5%. There's still some random shit here that I haven't like deleted that's been there ages, where like it'll come on and be like, ugh. But other than that, it's just all gravy. What was it? Was it this one? I think it was this one. It's fucking the thumbnails to these are like extremely demonic, and like what would be like a really religious Christian person would be like, that's, you know, sinful. Like, it's just a picture of like a woman's like really sexually provocative, like oiled up midriff, and it's called Worship. But like the tunes are sick, you know. Like, like, that's how I think like is so funny. Is like Demon Hunter Bear sent me one of the first songs Demon Hunter Bear sent me was like a metal song or something, like, and I was watching the video to it, like, and I was just like, this is mental, you know. But the music's good, like, yeah. And I feel like I had that, like a lot of people have had that experience with metal, because I experienced that with metal, like especially like heavy metal or death metal or something, where like, you know, there's a lot of like yeah and all this shit, like, and if it's done right, it sounds awesome. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of like fucking horrific sounding shit out there, like, but once you get past like some of the things that initially you're like, oh, what the fuck, like, there's some of the music out there in the metal world is like some of the best music you'll ever fucking hear, like, genuinely, like, and it's because it's actually, like, in my opinion, it's like, it's music that generally, at least generally takes like a fair amount of musical talent and skill to perform, you know, so the music ends up being good, like, you know, which is why all the pop shit is terrible. Like, I mean, fucking Vox Day is making like pop songs with AI, like, that's how, like, that sound fairly fucking similar to pop songs that have been mainstream, like top 10s, you know, and he's just going clickety click boom, and like that tells you that it's all just this like rehashed synthetic based on fundamental, you know, knowledge of music and psychology and stuff like that. Like, they just know what's like catchy, or, you know, what's gonna get you moving, or like any of these things, and then they slip in all the subliminal shit, like, and a lot of it's not even subliminal, it's straight up like, you know, fuck that bitch in the pussy, then like shoot the bitch next door, then fucking get her pregnant and come back 9 months later, then shoot her in the belly, then fucking threaten the other bitch next door and steal that car, and fucking look at all the money I have, golden rims. Ugh. Like, it's just, it's mad, like, you know, like you have fucking like bitches like what's that cunt's name? What's the WAP bitch? It's not Minaj, it's the other one. I'm blanking on her name right now. It's not Minaj, it's the other one. What's the other cunt's name? Cardi, yeah, Cardi B cunt, like. Fuck it, like, I remember hearing some of her songs like when she was first coming on the scene or whatever, and I was like, oh yeah, that has like a nice rhythm to it, or it's like a sick beat or some shit, like, and then like you're listening to what she's singing and like how basic it is in a lot of ways, and you're just like, so what's the crack with this bitch? And then you look into her like brief like bio, and you're like, oh, she used to be a stripper, okay, well, you know, like, that's just so great, you know, like. Vox pop is my kind of pop music. That's hilarious. There's gonna be a new genre of pop called Vox pop. That's actually hilarious. Fuck you and your pussy. It was a cat. I'm not talking about vaginas. Why did you make another? Like, fucking. Why did you make another Bad Boys? Why'd you do it, lads? It's.
So melodies, psychedelic.
The melodies, they confuse me. French git. I went to France last year. It was gorgeous. Shout out to Juju Le Cubier. Juju Le Cubier. I just call her Julie or Juju. This shit's funky. This is very German. You know? Yeah. It's funky. Das Bass, ja. Okay. And I'll put some more work into the environment, and we might get the strawberry, might get the raspberry in there. Let's see how we go. Let's fucking paint. Where's my bitches? Let's get them wet. to put some brack on the parrot. How dare I? How dare I reeve the brack out? I thought I was gonna fart there for a second. Lots of air in this big fat bitch. Okay. Let's get some grey on this cunt. Once your bitch has been thoroughly wetted and beaten, she is ready for the goo. Oh, glorious Kepu. Painting. Go, go. A better question is, why is there a Mad Max movie without Max? Yeah, I seen that. Furiosa or shit. Man, like, the amount of stuff that's come out that, like, years ago, I would have been like, oh, like, I want to watch that, or like, oh, cool, or you get excited about stuff, or like, you see an ad for something and you're like, oh, deadly, like, all this shit that comes out, like, games, movies, like, all this, like, even when the trailer for Dune 2 came out and all, like, and I was like, whatever, like, you know, I, like, just don't get excited about shit anymore. Like, for the most part, like, I'll still get excited about some things. If it has anything to do with the mainstream, I just, like, never get emotionally invested at all. Which is, like, seriously the way to be, like. And you have all these people who are still so heavily emotionally invested in what's going on in the mainstream. And it's just like, don't fucking bother. I might switch it up to PEINTEINGU. We shall see. And the female's going to be in work late, so I could probably get away with doing a fairly long goo. A very wrong goo! Just a tiny squirt to get the goo flowing. I'm doing stuff like this, like a castle where there's like loads of different shades of grey, when you're just like mixing the colours like in the moment on the parrot, it can get real annoying sometimes to try and go back to, you know, another like specific, especially with these gouache colours that like they dry a slightly different shade than they are when they're wet and stuff. So like you can try to be like slightly darker or slightly lighter or something, and you can be off a bit, like it's annoying. But it's cool trying to like train yourself to be able to like you know, immediately just mix like a particular shade of grey. This shit slaps, yo. Painting goo, painting goo. Trying to pick out some points and define them. We'll switch shades and pick out more points and define them. I can't remember the last. I don't think I've ever done a, like I have done a castle before. I did a castle in a jungle or something like, but I've never done one like this where it's like in perspective on a mountain and shit. So I want to make this one look kind of cool, like if I can. Let's see how it goes. Castles are just epic, like, do you know what I mean? You could just see, like, if you could, like you could nearly make a living just doing castle paintings, like, cause like those things are just like contemporary as fuck, like, cause like anyone will look at a painting of a castle and just be like, oh, that's cool. Like,
Be afraid of what? I don't know. The music. I don't know. I've watched countless hours of Why Didn't They Laugh, and not once has BP passed gas. He has King Jong-un powers. What a detailed point. Like, I have watched like hundreds of hours of this fucker, like, and I haven't heard him fart once. And he's huge. So like, if he did fart, you think he'd be quite loud, like, you know, like giant man, giant fart kind of thing. Like, well, how funny would it be if you heard fucking Owen fart on stream one day, and it was like, you know, like, it was like a mouse fart or some shit. Oh god. I think I've farted a few times on stream. You just don't hear it because I have music playing, and like most of the time it's like a silent but deadly one, you know. Just like, whoa. You know, like when when your arse just kind of like exhales, it doesn't actually fart, you know. You just like, you pass gas and it's just like, you know, like. Dick Fordu, welcome to Paintingu. Painting is looking lit. Why, thank you. It's a castle in Lichtenstein. I had another playlist here. Where's it fucking... I don't see Corbear anywhere, so I kind of want to put Metalingu on, you know. Just a little bit. Especially with, like, I recently added some things, and I'm just like, yeah, these fucking tunes are savage. Okay, I'm gonna put on one Metalingu that's like quite metal. It's also a bit raving though, you know. Fucking, it's a bit of both. Hadn't heard this in years, and then Demon Hunter Bear reminded me of it. Fucking love this tune. Supreme Soaker by Palmer. Okay. Paintingu. 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 Oh, this fucking tune slaps. Paintingu. Paintingu. Man, how funny would it be if we made a fucking Paintingu metal band? It'd be fucking hilarious. Paintingu. Paintingu. Painting goo goo. Goo goo goo. Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo goo. Painting goo. Painting goo. Paintingu. Paintingu. Oh. This is the music you paint castles to, feeble mortars. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Painting a castle. If Corbear shows up, I'll switch to lighter things. Such point, it will remain Metteringu this Woden's Day. What's this one? Is this one of the... What's this one? Tell me what it is! I can see what it is! Oh, all of his stuff is deadly. Fuck, I'll just leave this on. The Emperor reigns! Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo goo. Painting goo goo. Painting goo goo. Listen to those drums. I love shit like that. It's just the double kicks. Just like fucking firing a machine gun. Like. We'll make a goo metal song once I get my digital input from my PC. Go a bit lighter, grey. I might just stick it on shuffle. Did you stick it on shuffle? No, just stick it on shuffle. Shuffle is now on. We have pressed the shuffle button. God only knows what will happen now.
something that Demon Hunter Bear sent me? I think so. Yeah, it is, yeah. Yeah, we'll stick with this one. I like this shit, but like not all the time. Like if anything, this stuff kind of makes me laugh. It's like really old school. Yeah, like that shit's awesome. It's pure catchy. Painting goo goo goo. I'm definitely getting castle building vibes in Germany. Castle Lichtenstein is cooler looking than Castle Grayskull. You honor me with your comment too. Painting goo goo goo. Painting goo 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 doo 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 doo. Ah, Dyson, my old friend. How goes the Hoover making? I mean the vacuums. Oh, this shit. I'll stick this on for a while, cause like it's like 2 hours.
If you want to learn to shoot viral videos,
I want to learn how to shoot you people. That's what I want. Who come to my stream and peddle your shit. That's who I want to shoot. Not lethally. I don't want to kill you. A kneecap would do. You know. I'll shoot you in the Achilles tendon. That'll fuck you up. But you won't be dead. Just be immobile. Useless. Even more useless than you already are, because you have 30 mortar. And this is castle music. For definite. Painting. Painting. Painting.
go darker again. Tiny squirt. To around or go to fro. You're a Hoover. It's like the most baby boomer argument. Oh man, that fucking debate was actually hilarious. Man, seriously, that Jim Gold fella is a fucking bellend and a half. Like, what a better, like, you couldn't get a better example of a fucking boomer than that Jim Gold fella. Like, what a fucking bellend. Like, I chimed in like half an hour late. I think I chimed in about, I actually think I dropped in at like 33 minutes, which I thought was hilarious. But oh my god, like every point he tried to make, every time he like sounded like he was going to make a point, and then didn't, you know, like, and just like, and then the way he would attempt to fucking like slag off Owen, like the shit he'd say, you'd just be like, oh my god, what a loser. Jeez. It really wasn't a good look for censored TV. To be like, oh yeah, come on Owen, we'll get you on, and then you can talk to this guy and all, and it's like, that's who they get. It's like, who's this nigga? Like, painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo 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 goo.
Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, if you're listening and watching to Paintingu, take solace in the knowledge that you, as a glorious witness to Paintingu, you, foreigner, have honor. Those who witness Paintingu separate themselves from the rest of the mortals. For you have honor. The tunage is glorious here on Paintingu. Only the best tunage for my beloved Japanites. Epic tunage. The kind of tunes that make you feel like battering demons. Hold on, the mic has come loose. There you fuck. A moment while I deal with this. The mic is disobeying me! The music is now for the epic battle between me and the mic. I've almost got it. We're nearly there. The epic conflict between Defenderoo and the mic reaches its climax. The mic has been bested. I am back in control. All is well. In fairness, I'm quite hands-on with it. Like, part of me thinks I should actually just get like a fucking, like I'm doing stand-up comedy, just hold a mic, you know? Fucking, but like I'm always doing stuff with my other hands and shit. Like, oh, so many choices. Can you feel it? Can you feel the music permeate your spina? Paintingu. 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 Ooh, glorious gimble. A fine cusser, indeed. Now, does this castle have frags? Frags or for fags? What, you mean the explosive device? No, I mean the wavy fabricy thing. You know, frags. It's like Russian propaganda against Americans or something. Like, frags are for fags. You Americans and your handheld grenades. Like, we don't use explosives. We all just have a fucking sharpened shovel that we kill you all with. Which is not too far off the truth. The fucking Russians are wild, man.
Painting goo goo. Painting goo goo.
I like my castle. It's pretty.
Obviously, I think the obvious choice is to put Wally here in this tower window, the big one at the top. He's gonna be pretty fucking small, but like he always is when you're looking for Wally, isn't he?
Sunarand banners blowing in the breeze. Glorious.
I'm gonna put an Irish flag on it. Right. I'm gonna put an Irish flag and a Japanese flag and an American flag on it, and it's in Germany.
Paintingu has officially colonized Lichtenstein. We have landed in Lichtenstein and claimed this castle. Why? To defend it from giant raspberries. It's like a more believable narrative than most political narratives these days. We have come to your country to sequester this castle. Oh, why? To defend it from giant raspberries. It's like, do you know what? That's more believable than the American shit. Talking about diversification and all this bollocks. What do you mean you don't have our gold? Like, shit's hilarious. We want our gold back. No. No, you're not getting your gold back. Painting goo goo. Painting goo goo goo. Painting goo goo goo. Goo goo. Painting. Goo goo. Paint. I'm just curious how glorious vessel of Paintingu arrived to a land-rocked country. It's a fucking... Did we not answer that at the start of the stream?
Didn't Griff come up with the idea that it's not just it's now a fucking fishing trawler equipped with deployable balloons. So it's a bear ship. Paintingu is not just a ship of the sea, but a ship of the skies. Glorious. If Paintingu gets a bear ship before Owen does, he will have many gays to pay away. Even if it's just a painting that I do. I just like show it on stream, be like, "Wait, Paintingu got a bear ship before you did. It's here, we have proof." Oh god. Right. We'll put the raspberry in. Shall we? What of it? What of this giant raspberry? Okay. I'm gonna stick this on for a bit. This is a soundtrack video game called Bloodborne. And like, oh my god.
Bloodborne!
It's actually made by Japan Studios, which is hilarious. Great game. Very difficult, but very great. Another one! Another advertisement! How dare you? You're a rookie, you're only 6 seconds wrong. This stuff is like gothic horror, opera, fucking, it's just amazing. Oh, it's not opera, gothic horror orchestra would be the proper term, wouldn't it? Oh, glorious. My other plan was, it's 5 to 5 now here. Part of me had an idea that what I might do is after Paintingu, I'll chill out for a bit, like take a break, get a bite to eat, and then I might go back on my phone on YouTube, and you guys can jump on and hang around while I do work on one of the turtles if you want. Because I keep meaning to record the stuff, and it would just actually be handier to just fucking go live and do the thing while I have some time, while the female is still in work. So I might do that if I have the time. If I have the time. I know I said I was going to do the raspberry, but it just caught my eye. Oh, glorious! At some point we will need a technical drawing of the bear ship, so there's no question of its capabilities. Yeah, like I want to stick like cannons and shit on it, like. Be awesome. I think it'd be cool, like if I did like a concept drawing of a bear ship for Paintingu, and then even send, like I might send it to Owen, you know, it'd be funny. It's like the Japanite clan of the bear community has designed a bear ship. You know? We would be honored if you would critique our design. Just make it hilarious. I know I said I'd do the raspberry, but it's caught my eye. Painting goo goo, painting goo goo, painting goo goo, painting goo goo. Painting goo goo, painting goo goo. Paint goo, paint goo, paint goo.
Ha
Paint goo, paint goo, paint goo.
Painting goo 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 goo.
Paint goo, paint goo. Painting goo goo.
Oh, oh, painting goo goo.
Painting goo goo.
Look at the soundtrack to that game is like unbelievable. It's like literally one of the best soundtracks ever for anything. That and like Doom Eternals and this are just like fucking unbelievable. Like so good. I don't care about you and your kitten and its feeding habits. Oh, it's a dog. That's a fucked up dog. I thought that was a cat. What's wrong with that dog? Get it off my screen. Fanta! You dare disgrace Painting Goo with your presence! Goddamn Nazi drink! Oh, it's Club Orange. Oh. Painting Goo Goo Goo. How hilarious would that be if I just hired some bitch to like sing opera in the background? Like, Painting you isn't over until I hit the fat bitch in the background with a frying pan. Painting bong. Painting goo goo goo. Painting goo goo goo. Painting goo goo goo. Painting goo goo goo. Hey, I'll do the whole fucking soundtrack. I don't give a bollocks. Painting goo goo goo. Goo 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 goo. All the tunes I've stuck on today are like very suitable to the casual Lichtenstein. Like, Fanta is repping for Germany during painting. Buy our Pisswasser! I mean Fanta! Painting goo goo goo. Painting goo goo goo. Painting goo goo goo. Painting goo 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 goo. Right, now I am actually going to paint the raspberry, I swear. Like,
Dead ass. Dead ass gonna paint this raspberry.
Paintingu. Escapu.
Ooh, funky. Oh, don't make me hungry, bitch. This crunching of stuff. Paint, ting, goo, goo. Paint, goo, goo. Need some Fallout tunes one of these days. What's a Fallout tune though? It's just like fucking like country apocalyptic music. I don't know, like is there music you listen to when you're listening to Fallout, or is it stuff from the show? Is it? It's a fucking big raspberry. That's really similar to music out of God of War, actually. Like the original God of War. That bit right there that just played was really similar to God of War.
Painting Goo. Painting Goo.
Your cat is a master of balance.
I have no cat!
Purina won by
How dare you assume I have
bad
Kitty?
and good bacteria.
We are
Of course,
Japanese.
they're good
We were of
microbiome,
dogs.
Because when they're healthy inside, it shows.
That's
on
the way we
outside.
hated the
Purina
Chinese.
won. Visible health for today and tomorrow. Try the 3-week challenge.
For
Find
today
us
and
online
tomorrow,
and
I'm
in
going
store.
to praise a curse.
Come and experience the wonders of Cork. Let's
I live in Ireland! Why are you advertising Ireland to an Irishman? You useless sack of shit.
Raspberry. Yeah, like that stuff's real similar to the God of War soundtrack. The first one, like. It's interesting.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, glorious careful.
Very similar. It's gas. I've never noticed that before. It's so similar to God of War. I can see Kratos climbing up to battle areas now. The music is very in the like the second you picture it in your head, you're like, oh my god, I've played that. Like, what the fuck, like, and like not in Bloodborne, like, and it's the Bloodborne soundtrack. It's so similar.
Very Greek.
Very, I'm going to slay some gods this day.
My lord! A giant raspberry has been spotted destroying the village below. My god, man!
Could you imagine you just like leg into one of the towers, you look, oh, you just see this giant strawberry just like gutting a town. Like giant pistols.
That's why Sheba is investing in the world's
Fee, fi, fo, fuck you!
more coral today, more
Like,
fish
boom,
tomorrow.
boom, boom.
Like, oh god. Right, my ass is thoroughly numb and I'm kind of hungry. So I'm gonna leave it there, and I'll let you know if I'm gonna get back on live and do the turtle in the next few hours, or the next hour or so. But you'll probably get a notification anyway. Well, I'll let the Japanites know that I'm going live. Ooh, Creek. Mike's Creek.
I put a rink in the goo chatu.
To what? Oh, to Fallout tunes. Grand, yeah, cool, awesome. I'm curious now to see what you consider Fallout tunes. All I can think of is like country music or something like. Right. Or I suppose 50s like Americana stuff as well. Like, I remember the music on the main menu in Fallout 4 being like pretty cool and catchy and shit. But it was like, it's not like it was a song really. It was kind of just like some instrumental shit or something. I don't know.
But anyway, I hope you have enjoyed today's painting goo. I have been Defenderu. This has been Minibaru, purveyor of the Mapu. Tobias Speakus Krosu, keeper of the Gongu. And Garos is over there in the corner. And our resident piano player, Monkey. Myro. Everybody say goodbye to Myro. The monkey.
A giant berry with a cowboy hat and gun belt would be hilarious. I could easily put a hat on him. I could easily put a fucking cowboy hat on him. I was gonna put shades and like give him modern guns, but like I could change it. I could put like a cowboy hat on him and give him 6 shooters. Y'all have picked your last berry, you know, like fucking, I don't know. I'm just spitballing now. I'm fucking exhausted. Right.
My beloved Japanites and all you filthy motors.
There are many links in the description for you to do so.
Pay for painting goo straight up via a super chatu. Or engage yourself in the viewings of my Etsy. That's what it's called. My beautiful paintings that are much less messy than the painting goo paintings.
Buy a t-shirt.
The painting goo t-shirts have been successful. They are now manifested in many places around the realm. In the meantime, be good, be true, and be... I was about to say be glorious. Be good, be true, and be glorious.
That's not a bad one.
Be good, be true, and be beautiful. And I shall see you soon.
Farewell, my beloved Japanites. I'll let you know if I'm gonna do the turtle thing in a while. I might not. I'm a
Gangsterberry.
You motherfuckers picked the wrong berry. I did like Samuel L. Jackson, like. Oh, anyway, right. I gotta go. I'm fucking starving. I love yous and live yous. I'll see yous later.
God